The way we travel through airports in the United States is about to experience a dramatic transformation. Under the 2025 policies expected to roll out under the Trump administration, the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, and other federal agencies are preparing a sweeping overhaul of airport security systems. These changes will impact millions of travelers, from international tourists to business professionals. While some adjustments are extensions of prior initiatives, others bring entirely new levels of scrutiny that could surprise even seasoned flyers. If you plan to fly in 2025, here are 9 important security updates to prepare for, and one extra tip most travelers don't know about. Understanding these changes now can save you hours of frustration later. Change number 1: enhanced screening for specific countries. One of the most immediate changes will be stricter security checks for travelers from certain nations. This policy is expected to target individuals arriving from or traveling through countries perceived to have higher security risks. These include several Middle Eastern and African countries, with new additions like Belarus, Venezuela, and Nicaragua also being considered. The process is likely to involve intensive questioning, background verification, and longer wait times. Passengers from these countries will likely face extended questioning, secondary screening, and increased wait times. Even individuals with proper documentation could be subjected to these enhanced checks. To reduce inconvenience, travelers should carry printed itineraries, hotel bookings, and return tickets, as well as show evidence of employment or strong ties to their home country. Arriving during off-peak hours can also help reduce delays. This measure is being justified as a preemptive action to ensure national security, though critics argue it might result in profiling and discrimination. Regardless, travelers should be well prepared by having extra copies of their travel documents and being ready for in-depth interviews. Change number 2: expanded travel bans. The Trump administration is expected to reinstate and potentially expand the controversial travel bans previously placed on certain countries. These restrictions were initially applied to several Muslim-majority countries, and the list could be extended to include regions involved in geopolitical tensions with the United States. Possible new entries on the travel ban list include Afghanistan, Myanmar, Cuba, and Russia. These changes could be announced suddenly, making travel planning uncertain. Travelers should use flexible tickets and travel insurance with "cancel for any reason" clauses. Dual citizens should consider using their unrestricted passports. Individuals with complex legal statuses are advised to consult with immigration attorneys. In some cases, travelers may be given only a few days' notice before new rules come into effect. Many advocacy groups are expected to challenge these bans in court, but until official decisions are made, it is safer for travelers to avoid unnecessary trips to countries affected or at risk of being listed. Change number 3: tighter visa processes. Travelers hoping to visit the United States in 2025 may find visa procedures more difficult and time-consuming. Expect longer waiting periods, stricter background checks, and increased rejections, especially for student and work visas. This could include new biometric requirements, more intensive interviews, and requests for social media handles. It is advisable to start visa applications 6 months in advance and to submit detailed cover letters explaining your travel intent. Providing documentation of finances and social ties while keeping records consistent across all platforms will enhance the chances of approval and reduce delays. These changes will also affect applicants from countries previously considered low risk, as the policy aims to tighten security across the board. Applicants should keep detailed records of previous travel, maintain consistent personal information across applications, and consider getting assistance from professional visa consultants or legal experts. Change number 4: electronic device searches. Perhaps the most intrusive change is the expansion of electronic device searches at entry points. Border officers may request access to phones, laptops, and even social media accounts without a warrant. Travelers can be asked to unlock devices, and refusal could lead to confiscation or detention. This will apply not only to foreign nationals but also to U.S. citizens, although the latter cannot be denied entry. Non-citizens risk being sent back if they do not comply. To mitigate risks, use a secondary device with minimal information while traveling, enable travel mode on password managers, and store important documents in secure cloud storage. Business travelers in particular should be careful not to store proprietary or sensitive work files on devices carried across borders. For journalists, lawyers, and individuals carrying confidential data, encryption and legal protection advice may be necessary. Experts suggest factory resetting devices or using temporary burner devices strictly for travel. Change number 5: more restrictive carry-on policies. Carry-on rules are expected to become even more stringent. New limits on bag sizes, types of items allowed, and how electronic devices must be packed will be introduced. Some expected changes include banning electronics larger than smartphones in carry-ons, reducing carry-on size dimensions, and stricter enforcement of the one bag per passenger rule. Travelers should invest in TSA-compliant luggage, pack electronics and liquids separately for inspection, and check airport-specific rules before flying. Those traveling internationally should also be aware of country-specific regulations, which may differ from TSA guidelines. Airport authorities are expected to adopt advanced scanning technologies that may require passengers to separate even more items than before. Travelers should be ready to adjust packing habits and leave non-essential items at home. Change number 6. Changes to trusted traveler programs. Programs like TSA PreCheck, Global Entry, and Nexus may be revamped. The new policies could increase fees, tighten eligibility criteria, and introduce more rigorous background checks. Processing delays for new applicants or renewals may also increase. Those already enrolled should renew early, ideally 6 to 12 months before expiration, and ensure all information is up to date. Applying at less crowded enrollment centers and enrolling in multiple programs for flexibility are also recommended. First-time applicants may face longer interviews or new biometric procedures. These programs have long been used to expedite the travel process for frequent flyers, but under the new administration, their privileges could be narrowed and scrutiny increased. Travelers should weigh the benefits of the programs against potential delays and costs. Change number 7. More aggressive customs enforcement. Customs enforcement is expected to intensify. This includes a greater focus on undeclared goods, especially items purchased abroad, agricultural products, and high-value tech gadgets. The penalties for even accidental non-compliance could become stricter. Travelers should declare all goods, keep organized receipts, photograph high-value items before travel to prove ownership, and avoid carrying items like medication or food without proper documentation. Customs officials may also increase random inspections, making it critical for all passengers to remain compliant and transparent. This change could disproportionately affect travelers who frequently fly for business or personal shopping. Customs declaration apps and digital receipts can help smooth out the process. Change number 8. Biometric Exit checks. Facial recognition and fingerprint scanning will be more widely used to track who leaves the U.S. This move is designed to close gaps in immigration control and could become standard at all major departure terminals. Travelers should allow additional time for processing, especially at international departure gates, and prepare for mandatory biometric scans. While U.S. citizens may opt out, doing so will require manual checks, which can be time-consuming. Opt-out lines may be longer and less efficient, making biometric compliance the faster route for most. International students, temporary workers, and visa holders will be especially affected, as the biometric exit system will track whether they comply with departure deadlines. Non-compliance could impact future visa applications. Change number 9. Reciprocal visa restrictions. As U.S. travel policies become stricter, other countries may impose similar measures on American travelers. Nations that once welcomed U.S. citizens visa-free could start requiring applications, fees, and interviews. Some might also increase entry requirements in retaliation for perceived unfair U.S. policies. To stay ahead, travelers should regularly check destination country travel policies, apply early for multi-entry visas, and monitor updates directly from embassies or consulates. Countries in Europe, Asia, and South America have hinted at reciprocity agreements that could go into effect quickly if provoked. American tourists may soon find that spontaneous travel is less feasible than before, requiring more paperwork and planning. Combine trusted traveler programs. One of the best ways to bypass some of these challenges is by strategically combining multiple traveler facilitation programs. Enroll in Global Entry, TSA PreCheck, and Nexus for North American coverage. Consider the APEC Business Travel Card if traveling to Asia-Pacific countries. Mobile Passport Control, a free app, also helps expedite entry at select U.S. airports and seaports. Using several programs together significantly improves your chances of breezing through long lines and invasive inspections. Frequent travelers should consider investing in these tools now, before the new changes raise barriers to entry. While the TSA overhaul may seem overwhelming, understanding the changes in advance can give you the edge. Whether you're heading abroad for leisure, business, or education, these new rules will touch every part of your journey. To recap, prepare extra documentation for enhanced screenings, use flexible bookings, and consider travel insurance. Submit visa applications well in advance. Carry minimal data on electronic devices. Pack smartly and stick to TSA rules. Apply early for trusted traveler programs, be thorough with customs declarations, allow more time for biometric checks, and stay updated on foreign visa requirements. Adapting to these new realities will be key. Travel isn't becoming impossible, just different. With preparation and awareness, you can avoid surprises and keep your journey stress-free. Stay informed, travel smart, and navigate 2025 with confidence.